Hey, everybody. I am Haley Graham, the founder of the Women's Entrepreneur Network, and I'm excited to be here with you today. I am with my dear friend, Katherine Kim Mullen, and we're going to be talking about thinking and growing rich and feeding your mind. And I personally believe that mindset is a huge part of success um, for any business owner. Because if you don't have the mindset, you're not going to be able to do the work at the end of the day. You can't just sit on the couch and wish for it. You've got to actually do the work and make it all happen.
And Haley,
So
we've
here
been
we
talking
are.
about that for years, like it's a couple of years now I've been developing relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we forget when we're online to develop that relationship. So, you know, I feel that it is all about connectivity and clarity.
Mm-hmm.
And not all things are for all people, and not all people are for all people. So I like to um, I like to connect, and I like
Mm-hmm.
people to connect, and I like to be on purpose with intent. So
Mm-hmm.
that is exactly, it's very interesting to talk about this. And I'm excited about what we'll be doing moving forward. But when you talk about mindset and masterminds, the words have been so misused that it's not the word that's the problem. It's in it's the way they're used. So
Mm-hmm.
now I realize it's not the word, it's the way it's used. And I'm really mindful because as long as I'm aware, I have the right attitude. My mindset goes with being mindful. So I like that that it is awareness, that people do realize there's a program at Napoleon Hill. You know what they call their certification program? Positive mental attitude, PMA. Positive mental
Yep.
attitude. And you know what? It all starts. And it's interesting because the question got asked at one point while I was down there. And in
Mm-hmm.
reference, I'm going through the journey of certification. And I go down, you could just imagine this. And Haley, I'm sorry if I bore you with the story, but I still pinch myself times. So I make a decision because I'm working on my mental wealth pillar. I say, I'm going to reach out to that foundation and find out about this. They're doing some certification. I want to dive deeper into that. Now, you have to know that I've been reading Think and Grow Rich. If you look at the picture, take a peek at my book. It's not in good shape. I've kind of read it. The book is the 1960 version.
You're reading it to death over here, and I'm dying laughing. And y'all can laugh at me. I'm surrounded by like 165 pounds of dog right now. I've got one on this side, two on this side, and I'm feeding dog treats to the two on the left. So if you see me looking to the side and going, sit, it's because I'm making them at least work a little bit for the treats.
And where's Jojo?
Right next to me, asleep,
She's
ignoring the chaos on the other side of me. So yeah,
you're
we're
actually
working on
saving
hand
Jojo by
signals
having the other dogs there.
and making them sit for their treats. And they're just,
So
yeah,
I love that, and that's living life by design. All these things
it's
are.
me living
It's
my
like I'm
crazy life.
working,
So you talk about it.
and I'm feeding my dogs, and you know what? And I remember when I was invited down to Haley's celebrate her. Well, she put it out there, and I said, "Oh, that sounds like a fun party I don't want to miss." So I got on a plane and went down to Haley's birthday. And she said to me, she was very kind. She said, "Oh, you could stay with me, and I do have an animal menagerie." And I thought, what the heck? Does she have a zoo? What the heck does
Oh,
that
she
mean?
has a zoo. Oh, I
Yeah,
have absolutely a zoo.
but I have to tell you, I have fears unwarranted of snakes and lizards and all these kind. So when you said that, I thought, oh. I said, in any case, I stayed at the hotel, and Haley was just the most wonderful person picking me up back and forth. And I learned how to make some very interesting food, but I'll let her share all that. But she has not just a menagerie, she has animals that are her family. She cares. So when I meet her puppies, And when she talks about something going on with them, they're like real people. She is my
Mm-hmm.
type of gal. It's like my Maple, which is an English Springer Spaniel, sleeps in bed with us. My Maple, when I'm on the couch and wants to sit with me, anything I have is meant to be used. So it's like sometimes you'll go into a place. I had a friend that her sofas were plasticized, like you look at them, you don't sit on them. That's not us. That's what I was going to
That's
say.
not my house. No, and
Um,
I've got on my left, I've got Amy, and then I have an extra dog who's not ours. She's Amy's best friend, and we do play dates. Yes, we're those crazy people who don't do dog play dates during the week. Her mom drops her off on her way to work, and we play all day, and we wear them out. And Amy and Poppy both crash and burn and sleep for hours after the end of this.
but isn't that kind and considerate? And what I would say, if you have an animal, if you're thinking of getting an animal, if you have one, sometimes you don't have the choice. You can't do all the things you'd like to. But if you're thinking of getting an animal, don't get an animal if you don't have the time to love them, care for them, because they are your family.
Well,
And
and then I would make the other statement too, like our middle dog is about 7, and she's like very low maintenance. I would say don't get rid of a dog just because your life circumstances change. They
oh,
adapt
I love that.
to,
I love that. Thank
your
you.
circumstances as well. My Brandy lives with my daughter at college, and she's gone a lot, but she gets her nightly snuggles, she gets her time in. They do just fine if you have to leave them at home during the day to go to work. um,
And I guess my
we're just extra at our house with the dogs.
and my message with that is mostly if you're thinking of getting a dog because and they're no maintenance, meaning you do have to feed them and you do have
Mm-hmm.
to take them out to go to the washroom. Like there's things you have to do. So it's just for people thinking, because so many people, they think they're all cute and they are cute, but they're also work. So just don't
Mm-hmm.
get rid of what you have, but don't bring a dog into your family unless you at least can do the minimal that has to be done. I've seen too many people abandon the animals after. That's why they're in shelters. And that's what I
Mm-hmm.
speak to when I say that.
Yeah, and
And
our shelters are overwhelmed right now,
oh, they
unfortunately.
are for sure. And if you're going to
They've
go down,
had over
don't take it.
200 dogs and cats surrendered in the last week alone at our Wake
So
County
you know
Animal
what?
Shelter.
Go there first. Go see
Yeah.
if there's a dog that needs a home if you're thinking of a dog.
Yep.
Great point. Thanks, Haley.
And
Thanks.
and hey, Yassine, happy to see you here. Yeah, no, I mean, like, seriously, I mean, we have our menagerie at our house, and so I apologize for being slightly distracted with the menagerie going on. It's nonstop. Some days are a little bit more intense than others with the crazy menagerie. And this is part of like living my life by design. I choose to have cats and dogs, and well, we have a rescue turtle and some fish and all kinds of critters in our house. And we used to have a rabbit and a chinchilla and all those things. And, I just kind of look at it and I'm like, you know what? It is a lot of fun.
Well, it's about
So,
living true to yourself, which gets us on topic with when we talk about Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich, because
mm-hmm.
um, when you look at the name Think and Grow Rich, and I was in that
Mm-hmm.
with that certification, they ask, what do you think the real book is? Because they always talk a reference to a secret in the book. The secret in the book, what's the secret? And some people say, oh, it's think. It's think. It's like thoughts become, ideas that become reality. You form it in your mind first, and then you make it happen. Like an architect. You go to an architect, he designs the house, and then next thing you know, the house is built. It's there. Well, it's the same like any idea you have. You created an idea,
Mm-hmm.
you have a thought, and then you start taking action every day a little bit, and next thing you know, it's realized. It comes into your life. So some
Mm-hmm.
people say it's think. Some people say it's all about rich. Get rich. Now, what is rich? Is it money?
Mm-hmm.
Is it health? What part of life is rich? Where are you not rich? So,
Mm-hmm.
and some people say it's about growth. It's about growth.
Mm-hmm.
And really, all three combined are kind of powerful. For me, when I
Mm-hmm.
went down to learn, I thought I was going down to study things. And I said that to you. I'm going down there and I'm going to be certified for Think and Grow Rich. Well,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? It was more than that. It was about the 17 principles. It was his book, Law of Success. It wasn't only the Think and Grow Rich, it was the
Mm-hmm.
philosophies that all of the people live by, shared in common to be rich in all of their life, in every
Mm-hmm.
aspect of their life. So it's a pretty good book. And there's
Mm-hmm.
other books that complement it. But here's the thing
Mm-hmm.
that today I learned that maybe people be interested in. How often have you heard somebody say, what's your purpose? What's your sole purpose? What's your main purpose in life? What were you born to do? Well, that's a heavy duty thing to commit to and think about. You know what Napoleon Hill shared is you need a definite purpose, not your
Mm-hmm.
sole purpose, but you need something, a goal to be working towards. Zig Ziglar shared the same.
Yeah.
And people are out there. Do you know what your sole purpose is? Do you know what your main purpose is? And it's a lot of pressure. Your main purpose comes to you while you're going about your life. It it
Mm-hmm.
you know you're going towards something and you're getting closer only to find out there's something else you want. And then one day you get
Yeah.
someone, right? Like there's no pressure. Pick something you want. Which gets to
Mm-hmm.
the other thing. How many people, and you're the marketing, like your book on marketing is so, I love your simple to get results. So I'm thinking about
Thank
your
you.
10K challenge that I took. And I took
Mm-hmm.
that with you. And I wasn't ready to take it, so you know. I wasn't ready to go out there and deliver a program that would create impact and make all that money for me. I wasn't ready. Not you weren't ready to show it to me. I wasn't ready. I didn't define it yet. I wasn't clear on the
Mm-hmm.
vision of it. So the point is I still took it, knowing that,
Mm-hmm.
and the results that came from it. Thanks for putting the link in. So if you're sitting saying, I'm not ready, I don't have it all together yet, you don't have to have it all
Mm-hmm.
together. I'll run this again. But here's the one thing I will tell you. You don't want to miss the opportunity because something will come you least expect. That's for sure. I'm doing it again because that's the other aspect. I've changed. I now am clear on different things. I have grown and I know that this challenge is not going to bring me 10K. It's going to bring me 100K. It's going to bring me on the journey to multi-million dollar launches. Why? Two reasons. One, I'm clear on what I want, which we'll talk about in a minute. But Haley, this is amazing, this challenge you've put together. Amazing,
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And the thing is
Thank
is
you.
that I took it and I'm taking it again. I'm taking it again. And you shared something today that I really like that your husband says all the time, and it's so on point. Um, what did you say to me?
I said, um, you never cross the same river twice because both you and the river have changed.
Wow.
Because the river has changed and you have changed. And, it is one of those things where, yeah, you know, you're not the same person now that you were a year ago, or 2 years ago or 5 years ago. And you have, wealth of experience. So even if you have failed at something, you've gained experience and, your life, you have changed. You've gained that experience. So one of the things I see a lot of times with people as they talk about, failure and oh my gosh, that failed. Well, you just gained the experience of that. It doesn't mean that you will fail every single time. I mean, look at Thomas Edison and the light bulb,
Mm.
or the story in Think and Grow Rich, 3 feet from gold. If you're not constantly going after it, just, don't give up, because you're that bundle of experience. And, you know, things around you are changing. Lord knows Facebook and Google and everything else are constantly changing.
And you're receiving, eh? You're receiving differently.
Right.
So you know what? Haley and I are collaborating on things, and with Sage Navigation, who does vision mapping, like that's the
Mm-hmm.
other. There's a workshop, Feed Your Mind, okay? And Feed Your Mind is all about what are you focused on? What's in that mind of
Mm-hmm.
yours that you're focused on? Because whatever you think is going to be what you get. So if you think, I can't do 10K in 10 days, you really think it's possible for you to get it? You've already set yourself up that you're not going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think, you know, I don't want 10K in 10 days, but I do want the process to be able to do it when I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay. You're not ready, but you want the process. You want to get in there. Well, you're going to get the process. But if you say, I want $1,000, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I remember one person launching a business and he had a multi-million dollar idea, but he was a
Mm-hmm.
paraplegic. So he was well supported by the government. And had he built that business, he would have lost his trials and researches in medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So he, in his head, didn't want a multi-million dollar business. What he wanted was an extra $5,000 a year for something that he wanted, that he knew he would still keep his life wouldn't change and it would work. So I learned then how important it is to be clear on your vision. Because if I would have had him building a multi-million dollar business, who wouldn't want it? But he didn't want it. It wouldn't have succeeded. And he taught me a lot because he taught me to pay attention,
Mm-hmm.
that he knew what he wanted. So if you're not sure what you wanted, jump on a call, reach out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll help you. You know, if you're not sure, you can reach out. If you're not sure, join the Feed Your Mind on August 14th at 12 o'clock. Or, and not
Mm-hmm.
or, and don't miss the 10-day 10K challenge because it's more than $10,000. And it's more than, let's say you don't have to put 10 full days. The 10 days are there for you to hold your hand, help you succeed. I went into the zone and I got to tell you, I created a launch that today I've modified to be able to launch. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have done that if I wasn't in that zone. It was collaborative work in space.
And
There
we
are,
get where you need to go in your
okay,
head to do the things that you need to do. And, hopefully you do make the 10K in 10 days. But if not, you're being set up to be getting all the pieces and parts in place to be able to do it at will. Because I think a lot of people find that, this idea of $10,000, oh my gosh, that's like
well, let me tell you, I didn't make
unachievable.
10,000. I didn't make 10,000 in 10 days, but let me tell you what I did. I sat at the table within 10 days with a
Mm-hmm.
$100 million opportunity. And get the number I
There
just
you go.
said. Okay. I didn't make 10,000 in 10 days, but right now I'm working on a project, okay, that I'm collaborating with others that is a direct result of taking action within those 10 days
Mm-hmm.
towards a dream, which
Right.
is $100 million. And Haley, we're not going to talk about the project, but I've invited you to be part of it. I'm serious. It's real. The people I'm talking to and what I'm doing. So the point is, when you get focused on making money in a business, you can't help but succeed because all of your mind is focused on your plan. Now, spend time with me in Feed Your Mind on the workshop, you'll even help yourself with the positive mental attitude you need. So Haley has really been very generous, because we will be coming in here to not only, we're going to share the app, how you can apply Think and Grow Rich to your life. And we're going to do that free every Friday at 10 a.m. And we have the rest of our team coming in to join us and speak to specific example. You know, in the chapter on desire, they talk about having 6 pieces. That's the formula. There's 6 steps within your 13 steps to riches. The first step is identify the amount of money you want to make. So the example we'll do is, when we come back next week, we'll talk about what that looks like and show you how you can do that for yourself. And we're going to do that absolutely free. We'll spend time with you every week.
I love it.
And whatever your idea is, $5,000 or $100 million, it's there, eh? It's all out there waiting for you to say, that's what I want, and I need the formula on how I go get it. Not what I want, not what Haley wants, not what Pam wants, not what Carrie wants, not what people that are exceptional at what they do want. We can help you get there. But what we need is, we need to know, what do you want?
Absolutely.
Haley, like, as kind as you were feeding food,
define success.
Yeah, define success.
You get to define what you want, how you want it, the way you want it. My version of success probably looks like a nightmare to a lot of people. And you get to just define what it means to you and how you go about doing it.
I'm glad. Yeah, my version of success for sure looks like a nightmare as well. I not a nightmare. I had somebody tell me one time that I can cause overwhelm. I have a lot of energy. So you know what? I'm not for everybody. But I can tell you one thing. I walked in the mall yesterday with my son to get him a new suit, and the fellow in the suit was in real estate, and he was taking a part-time job because the real estate market is not that good right now in Montreal. And he looked at me, and you know what he said to me? He said to me, "Oh, I was in real estate." I said, "Oh, I'm very successful in real estate, but I'm in commercial leasing, not residential. And I'm in finance." And he had no idea what he stepped into, because he looked at me. He said, "Oh," he said, "what did you do and what do you do?" I answered his question. But more important, I said to him, "What are you going to do?" He said, "Well, I'm working here to afford my home so that I don't lose my house." So he's paying his mortgage. And you know what? I said to him, "Call me. I've got a contact for him. He's going to do very, very well. He'll make $1 million next year." He doesn't know it yet. Here's what he said to me. He said, "I will call you." I said, "You know you can make $1 million." And he said, he saw my son. He says to my son, "Your mom's going to help me make $1 million." I said, "No, I'm not going to help you. You're going to make $1 million. And you know why? Because you believe. The fact that you said, I'm going to help you, it's because you believe you can do it." So
Absolutely.
Haley believes in all of you that you can make 10K in 10 days. She's seen it. She's done it. She believes in all of you. So it would be like, it's like, this guy's already called me. He said, "I want to meet you for lunch next week." Of course I'm going to go for lunch for him. I'm going to connect him with somebody that he is going to sell $1 million homes. That's what he's going to do. And this guy is worth an awful lot of money. And this guy's going to be successful. He doesn't know the connection he's going to make. But here's what I'm going to tell you. The only reason that happened is because what he said to my son was, "Your mom's going to make me a millionaire." Then I saw he had the faith that he can make. Just the fact that you register for that 10K challenge is already, you've already made the decision you're making 10K. Come join me and Feed Your Mind, and you'll have what you need in your mind to do it. Haley and I
Absolutely.
are like teaming up to make sure you get what you want. Not what you need, what you want.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Both,
I can't
actually.
I'm getting excited about this 10-day.
Me too.
I'm
Me
going to
too.
put in the chat here. Will that go automatically on stream if I put where they can sign up? I'm sending you, I don't have the link handy this second. What I'm sending you to is the website. And on the
Okay, if you
website,
put it in the private chat, I will put it in the
okay, that website is
comments.
not the direct link, but it's on there. Sign up there and you'll get the Zoom link. Next time I speak, I'll make sure to have the information in something that takes you to the landing page to register properly. But there's a scroll and there is, you can do it.
Yep, absolutely. Lots of good stuff coming on.
Next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I'll be here with bells on.
Fun.
Thanks, guys. Bye. See you later.